Welcome. I'm just going to start it. I'm going to start it right now.
Okay.
I'm going to start it.
Okay.
Okay, that's all I got. Welcome to a review starring my good friend.
Me, Film Fan 108.
There you go. I'm Ron.
You're not gonna smack me in the face or hit me in the balls or something? No,
Listen, my parole officer said no violence. Ever since the childhood incident, ever since the nuns, though they deserved it, they were in my way. Those nuns. I don't care if they're in wheelchairs. Listen. So the judge said.
I almost want to smack you right in the friggin'.
The judge said no hitting.
Okay.
Oh! Oh crap! It's on camera. Oh. Okay, listen. We can edit all of this out. We can edit this all out. We can. That's. Gotta tell you, that's a big piece of meat that I hit, though. That's
Welcome everybody to another movie review.
No one's buying it. Your voice is too low. You should be high.
Talk about Action Point.
Action Point.
Yes. And you know, when we saw the trailer for this, I don't know if I was really into it, but you laughed like crazy. And I didn't know that you were such a big fan of Jackass and all this stuff.
It's such juvenile humor, but God bless, it's so stupid. It's funny. That's how it's so stupid and it's fun, but it's funny.
Well, let me ask you. I mean, do you like those Jackass films? Do you like the Jackass series? I mean, is this stuff that you
when it first came out? I gotta be honest. I was a little bit quote highbrow, like,
okay.
Oh my God, look at these people hurting themselves for entertainment. Oh, there's so much better ways of being entertained. Then I saw it. I forgot where I saw a clip, and I was too busy. I was laughing and going ooh. I couldn't believe I was laughing at such stupidity.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh my God, I like this.
All right.
So when I think it was the movie, the first movie.
The first Jackass movie.
I think so, okay. Yeah. And I said, all right. And I didn't get to see it when it came out, but I saw it on TV. Or no, I'm sorry. It came on DVD, and I bought that. And I was like, this is fun. They're putting fireworks in their asses. They tie a bottle rocket to a bottle rocket to their penis, and it goes like,
oh my God!
I couldn't stop laughing. I thought this is the dumbest shit ever. And I'm like, but I missed the second film.
Oh, you never watched it?
I think I only seen a couple clips here and there.
Okay. And
then the series I only caught a little bit here and there. And God, it was fucking hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious.
I have to admit, Jackass was really coming on sort of around the tail end of when I was really finishing up watching MTV at that point. But I still stuck around to watch Jackass because it was just so... I just couldn't believe what the fuck they were doing. And you knew people were going to try to do it anyway, then they were going to recreate it and all this shit. You kind of knew that was going to happen. But I stuck around for that, and I thought it was really, really sort of cool. Of course, that was back when I was younger. Now I look back, I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck were these people thinking? But the movies are pretty cool, going way overboard past where, they actually could go. I mean, they couldn't go with things like that in the TV show. But I liked it. I thought these people were bold, and Johnny Knoxville made a career out of this. And
yeah,
he did. And he made a career out of being this sort of wild, sort of...
what would you call... What was... a gonzo stuntman.
It's gonzo stuntman, right?
That's a good term for it.
Yeah, it actually is. And And I think he works great in those type of roles. When you put him in something like a Dukes of Hazzard or a Men in Black 2 or something.
It works, you know.
But you're like, you know, stick to what you know. That's how I tend to think about it. But I mean, we're far removed from those Jackass films. We're far removed from a lot of stuff like that. Johnny Knoxville has gotten older, and I was kind of surprised that he would come back to something like this. Not exactly Jackass, but it's as close as what he's been to before.
True. Yeah. It's like I only saw the tail end of Bad Grandpa, and Guy got laughed at that.
I like that one. That was good.
It was hilarious.
I like that one.
God, and I saw it at work, so it was all edited.
Oh, edited
here and there.
Yeah.
But I caught the tail end of it, and I was just laughing in the break room. I couldn't stop. I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" This is beyond ridiculous. I love it.
Now, this movie actually
is based on a real theme park in Jersey, I believe.
Thank you. Yes, called Action Park. And basically, it was considered one of the most dangerous parks of all time.
Yeah.
And a lot of the rides that are actually in this movie are actually based on those real rides. And I'm kind of like, holy crap. Like, that actually...
That was, I think, in the 70s.
70s, 80s,
I'm not too sure.
That.
I heard it closed down because it was getting too ridiculous.
It was closed. Well, it closed down actually for financial reasons. It wasn't even because of. I mean, there.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
It was financial. It wasn't because there was death there. People died. People died. Injuries were extremely severe. Yeah, you name it. No, it didn't go because of that. Because they barely ever got sued. It was crazy enough. I mean, look up the story if you guys don't know. It's true story. Yeah, they went pretty much for financial reasons, which is just shocking to this day. But, I mean, this movie is basically about Johnny Knoxville's character of DC, who is basically trying to keep this park open. And also his daughter comes to visit him, and he is trying to maintain a relationship with her at the same time. And
he's more obsessed with the park than her.
With the park than her, and sort of the story sort of goes from there. I shouldn't say obsessed.
He's obsessed with the park, and he's not spending enough time with her.
With her, yes. And I mean, what did you think? I guess of like the acting in the movie, because I kind of like Johnny Knoxville in it. I mean,
it almost like was a throwback from an old '70s film.
You thought so?
It had that. It definitely had that feel, but it felt like every. I mean, the clothes, everyone...
Oh, yes, the clothes.
Everyone was pretty much is 70s wear.
Well, yeah, that's true. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I thought the acting was quite fine. I
did, too.
His daughter, the girl who plays his daughter was was fine enough.
Yeah, I mean... and this is not Academy Award-winning quality stuff.
No,
it's not supposed to be.
But I can't think of...
No, I think they all did a good job here. And, I mean, what about... The big thing, of course, is the stunts. I mean...
I want to know how many concussions that man those people have been through.
I mean...
Because it's not just broken bones, because obviously they're going to get bumps and bruises. That's... Any stunt man or / woman does get them.
Yes.
But we're talking injuries that don't just go away the first couple of months. They stay with you for almost for the rest of your life.
There's a part as I was watching the movie, I kept thinking to myself, I was like, oh, this is obviously a stuntman. Johnny Knoxville clearly didn't do this. And then at the end of the movie,
you see him lay down, and the paramedic / safety crew, whatever, comes over him.
Yes.
And they go, okay, they're checking him out, and then he gets up.
There's like a lot of stunts here, whether it's like him getting, and it's in the trailer, whether it's him getting hit with like a fire hose and going down a slide, or there's like this whirl turn with like this sort of like this little like boxcar that he's in that he like flies off.
And that's how he really got hurt.
Yeah, and that's all him, man. That is all him.
It really is. It's like when you see the back.
Damn.
If you ever see like a Jackie Chan film, like a fan of I am, after the movie's over, you see his fight scenes, like in Drunken Master 2. Forgot what the guy's name is. He's a world-class Taekwondo champion.
Okay.
Okay. There's a scene where Jackie Chan and the guy right here, they collide. Yeah. Boom! They pretty much hit each other,
Okay.
and they just fall down their head, holding their heads. It was not a stunt, but it was okay, let's say a stunt that went wrong where they both got hurt. And you see, like, wow, yeah, people get hurt during these stunts.
Yeah.
And that's why I think I think that's important to see that, yeah, it'd be nice to see. I mean, it's not nice to see, but it's nice to see that there are times that people do get hurt during these things.
Do you think that, like, let me just say this. I mean, Johnny Knoxville, I mean, he's getting up there in age. I don't know how old the guy is.
It's got to be at least 45.
40-ish, I think. At a certain point, I hate to see him when he gets to a senior citizen age, if he ever gets there, because holy crap, talk about a guy who's probably going to be so broken down of his body that it's fucking
part
ridiculous.
Listen, I'm quite sure there's people who do stunts for a living. They have a life expectancy of maybe, if they're lucky, maybe 50 years old, and they can't do stunts anymore.
God.
They can be observant. They can be, okay, here's how you do this and that, but they can't be part of the stunts anymore.
I mean, let me ask you this first. I mean, because, with Jackass and all those, they always said, okay, don't try this at home. Don't do this, don't.
Well, I think what they're trying to say is, like, listen, if you don't really believe in, if you don't plan the stunt,
yeah,
don't do it. You will get hurt. They study those stunts.
Okay. Well, yeah, but even if they plan it,
you still get hurt.
They still get hurt. But I mean,
fairness? It's for liability purposes. So when they can't get sued, saying, "See, we did tell everyone, listen, we're kind of professionals here. This has slightly been planned."
Yeah, but I mean, do you think, like, somebody's gonna watch this movie and be like, "Oh man, I am gonna do those stunts"?
I think that's anything.
Just like
hell,
that.
I'm quite sure there's action movies where people do that stuff. Like, I'm gonna jump off a window. Maybe not such a good idea. Do you realize this is a movie? This is a movie, and you shouldn't be messing around. Oh, do it. Okay.
I mean, that's what you.
I'll get my camera out so I can put it on YouTube.
Record your stupidity. I mean, but for me personally, I mean, look, this movie, I mean, you're going to this movie to see the craziness and to see the stunts and see Johnny Knoxville do his thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you're seeing it for. The overall story of the daughter and everything. Yeah, it's nice, but you're not
kind of secondary.
Secondary. You're not coming to see that. And do the stunts and everything deliver? Yeah.
Oh yeah, they deliver.
I think they do deliver. I think they do. They're really good. Johnny Knoxville gives it his all. I mean, he basically puts his whole body into it. And I mean, the same with that, or Chris Pontius, who was doing stuff too. But honestly, I thought I'd see more of the Jackass crew, and I really didn't.
Well, I guess maybe they didn't want to do it, or maybe they didn't have enough
roles or something,
or maybe they didn't have enough. It was a very limited budget. They didn't want to. Because remember, they're pretty much trashing a park at the end.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
yeah, they can't really.
They're trashing the park.
And the idea is to make a film make a lot of money without spending a lot of money. So that's probably a reason why.
It is. I mean, I know that Johnny Knoxville really wanted to do this story. He helped write it. He helped produce it, and I mean, he's. How much longer does Johnny Knoxville have to do these type of movies?
I think he has maybe 5, if he's lucky, 10 more years.
Maybe.
But he's not doing them every year, though. See, that's why Bad Grandpa was in 2000-something.
Yeah, I think it was sort of... God, was it sort of
2010 or whatever?
Early 2010s,
I don't know.
Yeah.
And now here, 2008, so 8 years... Even if it was 5 years later, this is... I don't know if we talked about this, but this is why Star Wars isn't really all that, because it's like every year there's a movie.
There's something that
and it's like, I don't want to see Star Wars now.
I want to see Johnny Knoxville in the Star Wars universe.
The alien that cannot die.
The alien cannot die, or the or the one that does the Jedi.
How about this? Instead of that scene where Leia spacewalks to the other ship, they used Johnny Knoxville as a torpedo
To what?
to crash right into the to blow up the Death Star or the new.
Oh,
They use him as a missile. That
that would be great.
that would-
Holy shit, that would be awesome.
But yeah,
Oh my
I think he
God.
has I mean, at least he's not doing them every year.
No, he's not.
doing he's planning it.
He is planning it, and I will give him this. He is planning these films. I think the chemistry he has with people is really great, and
He seems to be a very likable person.
an extremely likable guy that really loves doing these. And at the end, you kind of see these, sort of after credit stuff where they're kind of goofing around and having fun. And everybody's really enjoying themselves. I mean, everybody really is. And you could tell there's a lot of camaraderie on the set, and you could tell that they really love what they're doing.
And it comes off everyone's having a good time.
And it comes off good. And I know you in the theater were just like
I
fucking laughing.
I was giggling and yes, I knew going in I was going to have a good time, but this was just hilarious. I was so happy to see this film. Toward the end, it got kind of sappy, but it still worked. It still worked.
I mean, you like that juvenile humor, though.
I do. I gotta admit, I do.
You do.
As long as I like the humor, but as long as no one's seriously hurt, because if people are seriously hurt or they die, I'm like,
well,
I feel guilty of laughing or enjoying that because it's like. But
I mean, so what happens if, like, before we saw this movie, I were to have told you, oh, you know, yeah, stuntman died on Action Point or something? You would have been, ooh.
Boy.
You would have been like, oh, but
a bit of a downer.
But if somebody, but knowing that, okay, they just went to the ambulance a few times, you're
like,
okay with it.
Okay, good. They're not hurt.
Good, they're not dead.
Good.
They might have broken a leg, or maybe like hurt their entire first half of their body, but you're okay with that. You don't mind it. You're okay with it. It's okay.
If you love that type of humor, go see this film.
This is something worth seeing if you're into that type of humor. And if you're into the Jackass movies, yes, this is not exactly a Jackass movie. I think the trailers really sell you on it being sort of this crazy stunt movie. Johnny Knoxville's putting his body through so much pain for this movie, and he does. But it's not a crazy, wild Jackass movie like those ones back in the day. I just don't think that Johnny Knoxville is going to do those ones anymore. They're just crazy ridiculousness. And now with YouTube and everything, almost everything's been done to death anyways. It's kind of hard to pull any of that off.
But the people on YouTube aren't as charming as those guys.
This is true. Those guys are incredibly charming.
You feel when they do something. It's like, all right, and you kind of like, oh, those are like the drunken frat brothers you might know of, or a drunken neighbor who does something goofy, and you go, okay. Yeah. Anyone else is like, oh, you're just trying to be for attention.
Yeah,
it's not even of the love of it.
No,
at least that's how I don't really see it.
I don't really see it that way either. But I mean, what are your final thoughts and grade rating on Action Point, sir?
I give it an A. Holy cripes, I was laughing.
Really?
I thought the acting for what the movie is.
Okay, for what the movie is.
It's obviously not Shakespeare or written by Scorsese or anything, but it's the acting's pretty damn good. The script is simple. The acting's good. There's a lot of heart and soul in this film, and it's hilarious if you love those stunts. It is hilarious.
Okay, I will give you that. I think the stunts are really fantastic, and knowing that Johnny Knoxville actually did this himself is just craziness. I'm sure there was a stuntman at times for him. I mean, he's a liability on a set. I mean, regardless. I mean, he does his own stuff, but it's a charming little movie. I like the relationship that he does have with the chick that plays his daughter. I think it does. It's a movie that you go in just enjoying and having fun. It's not a movie to really be overly critical with. And I think that it's a fun little time in the theater. You're gonna laugh your ass off, or you're just gonna be like, ooh, Oh God.
I need both of those things. and it
Oh
was so
God, really?
good. Still a good time.
Shit. You know, so yeah, I would give it probably for me, a low B+.
Okay.
I think it was pretty decent. And, so yeah, if you do anything for me, please don't try to imitate those guys. I'm just gonna cover my junk so that you don't, no way. Okay, thank you. Don't, okay, just don't. Please don't. Okay, I thought you were gonna do that. Not going for the junk. Thank you. Okay. All right, everybody. Good. He actually was toned down.
I can't do two.
Can't do two. Okay. Okay.
The lawyers get involved.
The lawyers get involved. Okay.
I can see if I did it twice, that's not insanity. The first time you can call us.
Oh, it's insanity. Okay. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the review. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. And we will be back next time for another movie review. Right, sir?
You bet.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.